once you've got your yodas down, then we can start to play with leg position. The yodas are a nice foundation because you don't have to do too much with your legs. You just kind of pull them up right underneath your torso, right underneath your shoulders. And it's relatively easy, and you will see that particular variation fairly common. The next version that we'll do, instead of having the knees between the arms, we'll bring the knees outside the arms. Now this is where the term UFO comes from, because the curved back and the flat position of the lower leg, as you spin, it creates the illusion of a UFO floating around. But they're also called air turtles because it's the same body position or the same leg position as you have in a standard turtle, but with straight arms. And it's also called monkey walks. Don't ask me why, that's what some of my mentors are called. We start the same way, spread the legs a bit, bend the knees, and go through the same process. Drag the knees or drag the toes only if you can, and go through the same hand placement process. So left, reach with the right, drag, and place. Reach, drag, place. Reach, drag, place. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Once you've got that down, again, repeat the process. Try to pick up the knees, drag only the toes, and then try to remove the toes and do the move for real. So it would look like this, without knees, toes only. Yeah, and then you go ahead and do the real thing, kick up the feet. Next, we are going to continue to play with the legs and the leg positions and expand. If you think about the process going from a yoda to the UFO or the air turtle, you've expanded the diameter of your body a little bit. The next thing we do is to straighten the legs, expanding the diameter of our bodies further. This straddle version is called merry-go-rounds. And again, we start the same way. Because the legs are straight, there's no more knee dragging, there's only toe dragging. Start here, straddled, go through the same process, left hand down, reach, drag, pull in. Reach, drag, pull in. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah? And those are merry-go-rounds. And then they look like this. The last of the standard straight arm walks are called dead mans. Instead of having the legs straddled out, we put them together. And this lengthens the body and increases the diameter of the body even further. That's why it tends to be the hardest version. Because it's the hardest version, you almost never see it done with this circular technique. People tend to just kind of do the hopping version because they don't have to work as hard. We can start with the same process, and you'll notice each time I start with my legs straddled, but once I go for it, I pick my position and I stick it. Same applies to dead man. Same principle, left hand, reach, pull in. Reach, drag, pull in. Okay, and those are dead men, and then they look like this. Okay, next, let's go through some of the variations on this concept that you can do. These aren't common really at all, but once upon a time when I was learning, they were quite common. What you can do is think about the yoda, basic concept of the yoda, and then stick out a leg along the lines of either the merry-go-round or the dead man. It doesn't matter which leg, you can try them both and you can switch them up and get a lot of variety with this. So, you can skip all the training and hand placement because now you know what you're doing, and then you just start and then this other variation is called sidewalks, and it is what it sounds like. You take the basic idea of the walk and then you twist it to one side. It can really be either side. You can do a regular sidewalks, the legs lean in the direction that you're going in, and then you could just call it reverse sidewalks like I do, where the legs are kind of dragging behind you. And they can be bent, so it's along with the lines of the Yoda, or you can straighten them out so that it looks like a crooked dead man, a piped dead man. Looks like this. And this last one I call scorpion because in my head my back is a lot more flexible than it really is. But it is from the concept of a turtle where you are normally resting your hips on your elbows and then no longer resting the hips on the elbows. You drop down a bit, you can squeeze a little bit if you need to, but you try not to because you want to show how strong you are. Yeah. But it is what it sounds like. Keep your chest as high off the floor as you can without pushing back up to an actual turtle. So, here